Hello Digidestineds, this is Kyle D, better known as Ridemyavatar, and today we're going to show off the almighty Hexeblaumon. It's a very powerful deck this format. It topped in the Oceanics events this weekend, took a first place, so I decided to take the deck for a spin and see how well this plays. The first video I'm going to show you is against blue versus purple Omni. So guys, without further ado, let's dive right in. So I go first, which isn't too bad. I'm hoping to get a solidly good hand out of this deal, but I get a bricky hand. I play Omnimon, flipping that egg. Then I play Ridemyavatar to hopefully choke him out. Well, to give him only two. He flips up Digimon, of course. Then Digivolves right into Omnimon, the extra one that if on deletion gain him one memory, which then he Digivolves into the Retaliation Digimon for 2, bringing down 0, and then playing a 3-drop Tsukimon out of his hand, which isn't bad. I'm hoping for the best in the situation. I play Davis to hopefully get a rookie out of this. I really needed a rookie. I get Hexeblaumon, if you delete one of your opponent's evolutionary sources, remove it, gain 1 memory, which isn't bad. He promotes Digimon up, then he Digivolves into Lady Devi, giving me 3 because Davis on board. He does the discard 1-2 effect, which isn't bad. We're hoping for the best. I get I Digivolve into Hexeblaumon from my Watamon, getting a straws in here. I Digivolve into the blocker, 1 cost Hexeblaumon. Then I play Omnimon down, and then Digivolve right into the Hexeblaumon Digi-Evolution that lets you Hexeblaumon, that lets you remove 2 evolutionary sources from the bottom of all his Digimon. Well, from one of his Digimon. So I target the Lady Devi, he flips up, he gets Omnimon, Digivolves into another Tsukimon, which isn't bad for him. He's got multiple memory. He Digivolves into a Memormon, and then Digivolves right into Lady Devi, passing it to my turn again. He draws 1 Revolution and discards 2. A graceful charity at the best of your days. I promote up the Hexeblaumon. That is the 1 cost blocker. I'm kind of in this situation where I have to keep him off board. I Digivolve into the Crystal Hexeblaumon to remove an evolutionary sources from one of each of his Digimon. So we're already got rid of the Retaliation, and we got rid of the Tsukimon, so now he's not getting the extra memory. I drop down a Omnimon to choke him out, which is really good. So he's at 1 at the start of his turn. That means he can't keep his turn going like crazy, so he's got to come up with some good plays in this situation. He thinks for a few minutes. I move over my cards a bit just to give it some room. He ends up playing the mat, giving me back the 3, which really does help out at the end of the day. I flip up the Digitama. I get Omnimon, which is not bad. I Digivolve into the Omnimon that if we remove an evolutionary source, gain a memory. So as long as he doesn't get a Gazumon out, I'm pretty decent in the spot. So I Digivolve into a Hexeblaumon to hopefully be able to block anything he goes for. I rest the Tycoon to draw me a card, which really does help out at the end of the day. Adding in those extra draws is just so good. Digivolve into a Gorillamon and raising for 1. We're down to 1 memory. So I decide to give him 3 because he's going to 3. I play a Sora Joe down. He has to now Digivolve out of both of his Mons to hopefully get there. He promotes to Omnimon up, then Digivolves into the Zabaramon, which is a Retaliation big guy. He swings it in with the Omnimon. I just let it go. He loses 1 memory anyway. So I flip up. I get a Weregurumon, taking it out. Really good, very solid. I kind of knew he was going to have some wombo jank. He Digivolves into a Nubusmon, giving me 3. I draw. He's choking me out from the Sora Joe, which is completely fine, because as long as he doesn't have his Mega, I'm pretty solid in this turn. So I Digivolve into another Crystal Pyldramon, removing an evolutionary source from everybody, resting the Takumi to draw me a card. So I'm plussing 2 almost every evolution I get out there. That's really good. So, and since I removed an evolutionary source, both Blockomon and Gomamon activate, so I gain 2 memory out of that deal. Then play another Takumi down, and then I go for Hexeblaumon to hopefully make it so his Anubismon can't swing, which that's a big plus for us. So he plays the Tai and Mat down. He doesn't swing in with the Anubis because he can't. I draw. So let's get this combo going. Since he does have Anubis, I go to 5 when he passes his turn. So I Digivolve into Gomamon, drawing me a card, which really makes my day. I decide to Digivolve Pyldramon into all 4 Vidramon, giving me 2 to play with. But what's really nice is I'm about to remove evolutionary sources. I rest the 2 Takumis to draw me 2, which really does help out in this matchup. I swing in with the Hexeblaumon. He has an extra security because he has him on with no added sources. Now both of those can't attack the following turn, which is really good. He flips up on both securities. Nothing big to deal with because I do have jamming. He had a 10k out about it, so I have nothing to worry about here. I do the Foxfire, the 1 cost, give 3,000 to something, so I swing with the All Force restand. I gain 1 memory off of that, so this really does help out at the end of the day. I'm sitting lovely at 3. So he flips up. He does get the Zawart defeat. I can't combo off anymore with the All Force, sadly. And I didn't get the extra swing in. That hurt just ever so slightly. And there you go. But since, actually, no, I'm at 4. Sorry, everybody. I'm at 4. I Digivolve into Omnimon, swing in for game, taking out 2 options. Well, and then I swing in. So game 2, I start off with the same combo, Wyatt, Takumi, just to get it going. And Watamon and Takumi, he draws for turn. He's at 2. He flips up the Demimera. This game, he could have had it, so definitely we're going to explain that. Tsukimon, he Digivolves into the one that gives him an extra memory if on deletion, so that really does help out in his end game. He slams down that Tai and Mat real early. That really puts me in a bind. So I have to come up with another Takumi to hopefully choke out his rookies. If he starts swinging, I get the Gomamon to Digivolve, draw me a card. And we're gonna just start playing the choke game. We Digivolve into Gorillamon, draw me a card. This Gomamon does have the on deletion gain a memory, similar to the Tsurimon that he has on his side. He plays Skullmiramon because he doesn't really have any other options. I go into my turn with 4 memory, which is really good. So I Digivolve into Crystal Pyldramon, go to 1. Draw me a card, and then rest the 2 Takumis to draw me 2 more. Really good to draw a bunch of cards out of this deal. And we're gonna Digivolve into Hexeblau to give him 2. Then he'll go to 4, which was kind of bad for us. I am admitting this now. I should have just choked him out for the turn. And even if he could go out, I would have been fine. It just, I walked into it, but it didn't really matter because unless I could choke him for 1, he was just going to combo off. So he goes into Zomboramon to give himself an extra. Then he goes into Mega Digimon Fusion. He Digivolves into Omnimon Zawart. So our Hexeblaumon is going bye-bye. Sadly, Zawart's effect is just way too good. He mills. He gets a Devimon out of the deal, which is not optimal. He went a little too early ham on that, but he had to get rid of my Hexeblaumon. So I lose my Hexeblaumon, and then he hits me for 2. So Gomamon, and then another Hexeblaumon gets revealed. Sadly, that's not enough to kill that Omni. He's at 1 because he Digivolved into the Meramon, which is fine. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get out of this. He definitely has this game, but then he Digivolves into Chimeramon. I also gained 1 memory because of the deletion of Gomamon. I realized that a little too late, but that's fine. It didn't matter. His play was going to stay the same. So I'm going to move up 1 more memory. So I'm at 3, which really is better off than I was. It means I can climb right back up. So I Digivolve into the Gomamon that if we trash a source, we gain a memory. Really good. Then we Digivolve into Colsamon, 1 for 1 cost blocker. Then we Digivolve into Crystal Pyldramon, going to give him 1, which we really need to. So, flip up. What's really interesting, he draws. He doesn't swing this turn. He just sets up his plays, which would have been a lot better for us. So he's at Zomboramon. So I'm at 3 right now. He could have cleared out my memory and actually had this game a lot sooner. But security out. But he decides to wait for someone. I don't know why. Evolve into Crystal Pyldramon. He goes to 3. I have to hope he doesn't have another Zawart or Omnimon fusion, shall we say. So I draw 3 cards out of that, 1 evolution. It's crunch time. Devimon can't swing in, luckily. That's super important. There was a misplay here that definitely sealed his game. If he just swung in with the Zomboramon and the Gabumon, he would have had this really nicely. But he decides to not swing at all. He's going to go for a completely different play. He swings in with the Zomboramon. Gets a Gomamon out of that. We're at 2. He could have just kept swinging in and just sealed the deal, but again, he chose to go this route. Digivolves into Zawart, gives me 2. Draw. Mills 3 cards. He's going to grab a Skullmeramon and then a Tapirmon out of the deal. So again, this is where the big misplay starts happening. Even on my side, I could have cleared out the what's his name, the Omni, quite easily. I had the card, 1 cost card that gives 3000 DP, which I should have used at the time just to get over it. Then I could have went into and just kept the board state a lot better, because his Devimon can't swing into me. Mad Dogfire. I make the misplay here. I go for a security because I'm not thinking clearly. That would have been a different play. So then I Digivolve into Blitz Omni, restand, swing into the Zawart because he has 2 mons without evolutionary sources, clearing out his Omni, which is good on our part. But what I should have done was Mad Dog Fire and then swung in. I would have been at 16, which is right over his threshold, and then I wouldn't have worried if I didn't make the misplay. He swings in with the Devimon. His Devimon dies. He tries to bring it back. He thought it was X antibody, which is okay, but it dies. I tell him it dies. You gotta kill it. Then he's gonna go Digivolve. He's gonna Digivolve into the Zomboramon to get another retaliation swing on my Omni, since I had no other options to work and do. So it's not terrible. Just giving you a heads up, that is what his game plan is. Yeah, the Zomboramon comes down. He's at 2. He's gonna swing into that lovely Omnimon. and then I have to really make a ball rolling moment. Who Digivolves into the Gomamon in the back, giving him another rookie that's gonna make me really regret my life here. So he ends up playing another mat and tie down. I don't understand why, but he does. He's at 3, I'm at 2. This is where the big misplay was. He could have swung in for game twice this time. He just misplayed hard, overthinking, which is fine. Digivolve into Hexeblaumon for 1 to 2 memory. So Digivolve the Tykumis, get us 2 cards. We got that lovely Hammer Spark out of that deal, which, boy oh boy, we love to see those Hammer Sparks. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to use the Hammer Spark that I drew. Get me to 3. We're going to do the best we can to climb really quickly, or we're going to just slam down Gomamon. That gets us a memory on deletion with 3. Then I go for another Hexeblaumon for 1, drawing me a card. Again, he's going to be in this weird situation now. Most of his rookies are only thing he has on board, and the Tykumis, if he swings, will instantly pass my turn. So let's keep that like that. I really do like that. Takumi is really MVP. He goes into that mat to go dig a little bit deeper. He goes for that Skull Marimon to reclimb back into a big boy. Flip up the Watamon, which is not bad. Digivolve into Blockomon, if I remember its name correctly. Then Digivolve right into Hexeblaumon. Then Digivolve into Paildramon off of my blocker. We're still good. I give him 3 memory for turn, which we do draw 2 cards out of. Since I discarded an evolutionary source, I go to 0, so he doesn't go to 3, which is really nice in our situation. We really do need that, just to get that extra turn out. And then we slam down something big and nasty, I think, if I remember correctly. Been a couple seconds thinking about what I'm going to do, but I think I overly go for the Takumi play, giving him 3, which is fine. I didn't want to give him crazy memory to reclimb out of this, so any swing he does with his rookies now is instantly 3 memory lost, which he's got 3 on board. He Digivolves into the Gomamon in the back yet again, but I'm so nervous here because, again, I'm in a situation where I have to prevent these attacks. I don't have Hexeblaumon. He's killed off 2 of them. I have to dig really deep for my last couple megas. I just don't have the mega out here. So he swings him with the Tapirmon. He instantly loses 3 memory. We do block that lovely Tapirmon out of here. I don't need him having extra cards. Well, extra swings on my security. So he draws a card, which he's at 0 right now. I love the Taikumis just taking out all the resources once they're on that board. He's going to Digivolve into Blocker Devi, giving me 1 to play with, which is okay. We're really cutting close. I don't have enough resources to stop him, which is a problem here. Let's see, what do I do? If I remember correctly, try to dig a little deeper. I go Hammer Spark for 2. I play down the Gomamon 2 cost. Then we're going to slam down a Gorillamon on top of it to draw us a card. And then we're going to draw 1 for evolution and then rest 3 of them to draw 1, 2, 3. We're really cutting it close. I'm not joking. My deck is almost out of here. But and that's what we have to do, is try to get board state back to us. But he Digivolves into Blocker Devi. This is getting close. I don't have another Crystal Paildramon, sadly. I think he's further in the deck, and I think one was in security at this point. I remember the end of this game correctly, which is really decently well. Let's see what we can do. He digivolves into Hexeblaumon, going to 0. He's got plenty of lethal on board, but he had to build up a wall because I'm clearing out thing, and then he gets the Gazimon 3 draw. I'm down to 4 cards in the deck, so I can't do crazy. I flip up the last card. It's an Omnimon. Digivolve into Hexeblaumon, drawing me a card. I decide to just swing in, removing 2 evolutionary sources from the Digimon, making one of his blockers irrelevant. So, taking out 2 sources, really important. 1 blocker is offline completely. He blocks with the Digimon with a source. He gets to draw to discard 1. And I can't gain the memory because the Gazimon's on the board. I thought I could. I forgot it was on board. So, put him in this weird bind situation. Got 2 blockers up. It's not like he's getting anywhere here now anymore. This is just coming back because of a major misplay on his part. He had lethal several turns ago. I swing in with the Gorillamon, hopefully nipping a security out of the deal, but he could only block with Hexeblaumon. Hexeblaumon kills off my Gorillamon, sadly, but that's fine. We just gotta make a turn here. It's close here. I go for that 1 draw with Hexeblaumon, just to hopefully get these final attacks in. I'm not going to draw anymore. I only got 2 cards left in deck, and it's going to be risky. I play the Swatamon, so he goes up to 7 out of this deal, which I really don't want him to, but this prevents the Mega Digimon Fusion. So even if he climbs up at this point, he flips up the Ridemyavatar. He just doesn't have any outs to this. I kind of prevented the Mega Digimon Fusion, which is 100% okay to do so. So that 7 is just clutch for him here. Let's see if he can use it all up. Let's see what you can do, bud. I can prevent the Gazi from swinging in. He'll lose way too much memory if he swings in with the Gazi. Actually, he can't even swing with the Gazi. I had the Hexeblaumon right up. So he thinks and ponders for a bit. You can at least protect the Hexeblaumon if he digivolves up into, let's say, a Zomboramon. We're pretty solid there. But next turn, I do have lethal on board. He checks his graveyard just to double check if he has anything worthwhile. It's just that Hyokomon really shuts down his major win con at this point, which, again, if you have these, definitely play it in your color. It helps against the purple matchup way too well. He has to get Lady Devimon on board and just try to break it. He evolves into Devimon. He goes to 5, which is okay. Devimon swings in. I decide to block it. Since I do have the Gomamon, I gain an extra memory on deletion, which is fine by me. So he's at 4, which is clutch here. Because anything, if he digivolves up like a couple times, okay. I don't know if I could take out all his stack, but he goes into Skullmaramon, into 2. I kind of shut him down a little too hard, so That sadly, he decides to go for the scoop play. You just can't give me 6 memory because I'm going to climb up and just punish him for that. So as mentioned before, here's the merch store. Definitely check it out. Link is down below. Go check out. This can help support the channel. Indirectly, we have Lord Nightmon t-shirts, a Terriermon with Momentai, and then the Japanese Momentai spelled correctly. So definitely check it out. We have some mugs and stickers as well. More t-shirts will be added. We have a Durmon coming. We have more Gilamons. We got plenty of more shirts to come through. The more guys you buy, the more I can produce for you guys for logos and stuff. Hopefully guys, you support the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.